Ladies and gentlemen, you ever wake up in the morning and wonder if you're on the right path or if you're really meant to be where you are? I know you do. And I know it's not easy. Life has a way of testing you, doesn't it? It'll knock you down, make you question yourself, make you feel like you're not enough. But let me tell you something, you are. You are more than enough. Life ain't gonna hand you everything on a silver platter. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to fight for it. You're gonna have to go through some things, but that's okay. You know why? Because you're stronger than you think. You've got a fire inside you that's been there from the start. It may not always be obvious, but it's there. It's been there when you didn't even know how to tap into it. And now it's time to let that fire burn. Look, if you're going to make it through this life, you've got to understand something: you can't do it on your own. No matter how strong you think you are, there are moments when you need to lean on something bigger than yourself. Some people call it faith, some call it belief, but whatever you call it, it's the foundation that everything else rests on. That foundation gives you the strength to get up when life knocks you down. It gives you the courage to take that first step when you're scared as hell. It reminds you that you're not in this alone. You've got a support system that you can't even see, but it's there. Trust me. Now, here's the truth. There's a reason we go through the storms. There's a reason we face the hardships. They're not there to break us. They're there to make us stronger. I know it doesn't feel like that when you're in the middle of it. I know when things are falling apart, it feels like the world is against you. But the truth is, it's not the world that's against you. It's the world trying to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. You're going to go through trials, and they're going to feel unfair. But I'm here to tell you, you are built for this. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment, all of it is part of the process. You've got to embrace the process, because without it, there's no growth. There's no victory without struggle. There's no winning without some losses. But guess what? Losing doesn't mean you're done. Losing means you're learning. Losing means you're preparing. Losing means you're getting ready for the bigger win that's coming. You've got to know that victory isn't just about what happens to you. It's about what happens inside of you, who you become along the way. You might not see it right now, but the pain you're going through is building character. It's building the strength you'll need to stand firm when the winds of life blow your way. The character you're developing right now is the foundation for the success that's going to come. You might be going through it, but I'm telling you, this is not the end. This is just the beginning. Some of you are sitting here thinking that your dreams are too big. You're looking at where you are right now and comparing it to where you want to be, and it feels impossible. Let me tell you something: if your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming big enough. If your goals don't make you feel a little uneasy, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You've got to aim high. You've got to aim high. You've got to set the bar high, because that's the only way you're going to stretch yourself. There's a saying that goes, if you want to fly, you've got to give up the things that weigh you down, what's holding you back right now. Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the opinions of others? I'm going to tell you, you've got to get rid of that. You've got to get rid of anything that tells you you're not enough. Anything that makes you second guess your worth. You've got to let it go. You've got to realize that nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you from reaching your full potential except for yourself. I've been there. I've had people tell me I couldn't make it. I've had people laugh at me, tell me my dreams were too big, tell me I was wasting my time. But here's the thing: I didn't listen to them. I didn't let their words define me. And you shouldn't either. The world is full of doubters, but they only voice that. Embrace struggles as growth challenges. Setbacks and failures are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth. They shape your character and build the strength needed to face bigger victories. Success isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about learning, adapting, and becoming stronger through it. No one succeeds alone. There's a need for something bigger than yourself, whether it's faith, belief, or a support system to provide the strength, courage, and resilience necessary to face life's toughest moments. Don't be afraid to set audacious goals and dream big. If your dreams don't scare you a little, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. The fear of failure should not hold you back. It should propel you forward to take bold action. Doubts, fears, and the opinions of others can weigh you down. Let go of anything that holds you back or makes you feel less than you are. Your true potential is unlocked when you stop listening to negativity and start believing in your own worth and abilities. Struggles are an inevitable part of life. There's no avoiding them, no shortcut around them. You can't escape them. And if you're trying to avoid struggle, you're missing one of the most powerful tools you have to grow and develop. The truth is, struggles are the very things that shape us into the people we are destined to be. They build us. They strengthen us. They help us realize our true potential. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that struggles are easy. No, they're not. They hurt. They challenge us in ways we never imagined. They push us to the edge of our strength and sometimes beyond. But if you look at it from a different perspective, you start to realize that struggles are the crucible in which you are forged. They test you. They refine you. And if you're willing to stay in the fire long enough, you'll come out stronger than you were before. There's an old saying that says, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You might have heard it before, but have you really thought about it? It's not just a catchy phrase. There's truth in it. Struggle doesn't always kill you, but it sure as hell pushes you to your limits. And in that struggle, you find out who you really are. You find out what you're made of. And more importantly, you discover your capacity for endurance, resilience, and greatness. You're going to face times when it feels like everything is falling apart. When it feels like the world is against you and you're fighting a battle you don't know how to win. There's nothing wrong with feeling down in those moments. In fact, it's normal. But what separates those who succeed from those who don't is how you respond in those moments of adversity. Do you stay down? Do you let the struggle break you, or do you rise up despite everything telling you to give up? That's what makes the difference. The truth is, life doesn't owe you an easy ride. No one promised you that it would be fair. No one guaranteed that you would get everything you wanted exactly when you wanted it. But what life does give you is the opportunity to rise above your circumstances. Life gives you the chance to face your struggles head on and turn them into something powerful. And let me tell you, you can do it. You've got it in you. You may not feel like it now, but you do. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to learn something about yourself. It's an opportunity to push yourself to new heights and reach for things you didn't think were possible. We all go through tough times, but the question is, how will you handle it? Will you let it defeat you, or will you rise up, keep moving forward, and use that struggle to grow? That choice is yours, and it's the most powerful choice you can make. When you're in the middle of a struggle, it's easy to get consumed by it. It's easy to feel like you're stuck in a hole with no way out. But here's the thing, no matter how deep the hole may seem, there's always a way out. There's always a way up. You may not see it right now, but the way out is always there. It's just a matter of how you approach the struggle. If you stay focused on the problem, it'll consume you. But if you shift your focus to the solution, to what you can learn, and to what the struggle is teaching you, you'll find your way through it. Struggles force you to change. They force you to evolve. If you keep doing the same things the same way, you'll keep getting the same results. But struggles shake things up. They force you to think differently, to act differently, and to approach life with a new mindset. You can't stay the same when you go through a struggle. If you try to, you'll be stuck. But if you allow yourself to grow, you'll come out of it with a deeper understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. Sometimes the biggest struggles are the ones that challenge us to let go of the past. To stop holding on to old beliefs, old habits, and old versions of ourselves that no longer serve us. You can't move forward if you're still holding on to things that are holding you back. Struggles have a way of forcing us to confront our past and make a choice. Are you going to carry that baggage with you, or are you going to let it go and move forward? It's not easy to let go, but it's necessary if you want to grow. And that's the thing about struggle. It strips you down. It takes away everything that's unnecessary, everything that's holding you back, and leaves you with just what you need to grow. You learn what you're made of when you go through struggle. You learn what's important to you. You learn who's really in your corner and who's not. You learn to rely on yourself in ways you never thought possible. You learn that you're stronger than you thought you were. Sometimes when you're in the middle of a struggle, it's hard to see the bigger picture. You can't see what's on the other side of the pain, the disappointment, or the heartache. But here's the truth: there is something on the other side. There's something better waiting for you if you keep going. The struggle you're in today is preparing you for something greater tomorrow. You might not understand it right now, but everything you're going through is preparing you for your next level. So keep going, keep pushing, don't give up. There's no shortcut to success, no easy way around the struggle. But here's the good news: you don't have to go through it alone. You don't have to face your struggles by yourself. There are people who've been through what you're going through and come out on the other side. There are people who can guide you, who can share their wisdom with you, and who can remind you that you're not alone in this. Reach out. Find that support. Find the people who are going to help you keep moving forward when you feel like giving up. And above all, never forget that struggles don't define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. What defines you is the way you rise up every time you get knocked down. What defines you is the strength you show in the face of adversity. Don't let your struggles define you in a negative way. Let them define you as someone who overcame, someone who kept fighting, someone who kept moving forward no matter what. That's what makes you who you are. That's what will take you to the places you want to go. So if you're in the middle of a struggle right now, don't lose hope. Don't think that this is the end of the road. It's not. This is just the beginning of your growth. This is the moment where you decide who you're going to be. Are you going to let this struggle break you? Or are you going to use it as a stepping stone to become the best version of yourself? The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. Keep moving forward. Keep growing. And remember, the struggle is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally in disguise. Embrace it. Learn from it. And let it take you to the next level. Faith and belief are powerful forces that can move mountains. Yet in our world today, we often underestimate just how essential they are. You see, faith isn't just about believing in something you can't see. It's about trusting in what you cannot control. It's about surrendering to the uncertainty of life while knowing deep down that there is something bigger than yourself guiding you. Belief is not a passive act. It's an active force that drives us to keep moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. In fact, faith and belief are the bedrock of success, the unseen forces that power the engines of perseverance, ambition, and resilience. I've come to understand over the years that belief is the fuel that keeps the fire of ambition burning. You can have all the talent in the world, all the intelligence, all the skills, but if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't have faith that you can overcome the obstacles in your path, you will never reach your full potential. Faith isn't something that just happens in moments of peace and clarity. It's something you must lean on during the times of struggle, when the odds are stacked against you, and when it feels like nothing is going your way. That's when faith becomes the most critical. It's the invisible strength you draw on when everything else is crumbling around you. There's no doubt in my mind that all of us are going to face moments in life where we feel like giving up, where we feel like the weight of the world is too much to bear. Those moments are going to test us. But here's the truth: what keeps you going in those moments is belief. Belief in your purpose. Belief in your ability to persevere. Belief that there is something greater than the struggle. That this battle, no matter how fierce, is leading you somewhere. There's something powerful about that kind of faith. It's a quiet knowing that you are meant for something bigger, even when the road is tough and the journey uncertain. It doesn't matter if you're facing personal challenges, professional setbacks, or even moments of self-doubt. Faith is the thing that will pull you through when nothing else makes sense. And belief is the bridge between where you are right now and where you want to go. Belief in the process and the possibility in yourself. In order to move forward, you need to be able to believe that something positive will come out of your struggle. You need to believe that no matter how hard things are right now, there's a lesson in it. There's growth in it. And on the other side of that pain, there's a reward waiting for you. The thing is, faith doesn't always make sense. It's not about logical thinking. It's about trust. Trust that the universe or life or whatever you believe in has a plan for you and that you are right where you need to be in this moment. That doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you trust the process. You trust that the hard work you're putting in will pay off in ways you can't yet see. You trust that every failure, every disappointment, every setback is part of your journey, not an obstacle to it. Faith means not knowing how things will turn out, but believing that they will turn out exactly as they're supposed to. When you lack belief, you create self-imposed limitations. You start telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't achieve your dreams, that the obstacles are too big. But when you believe in yourself, when you truly have faith in your potential, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. You begin to approach challenges not as insurmountable problems, but as opportunities to learn and grow. And it's that belief that will keep you moving, even when the journey seems longer than you expected, when the destination feels out of reach. Belief is the force that drives us forward, even when the road gets tough. It's about having the courage to take that first step, even when you have no idea where it will lead. Faith in yourself is the key to unlocking your greatest potential. And if you can't believe in yourself, believe in the journey. Sometimes you won't have all the answers, and that's okay. Life is not always about knowing where you're going. Sometimes it's just about taking that first step of faith that the rest will follow. But you can't stand still. You can't wait for the perfect moment. You have to move, you have to act, and you have to trust that each decision, each step forward is part of the greater picture. One of the most powerful things about faith is that it allows you to see beyond the present moment. It gives you the ability to look past your current struggles, past your failures, and past your limitations. When you have faith, you're able to keep your eyes on the bigger picture, on the vision that you're working toward. It reminds you that where you are right now is not where you're going to be forever. It's a temporary stage in your journey, not the final destination. You have to believe that the challenges you're facing today are making you stronger for what's coming tomorrow. In life, there will always be people who try to tell you that your dreams are too big, that you're not capable of achieving what you've set out to do. And it's easy to believe them if you don't have the right mindset. But belief means not listening to the doubters, not paying attention to the naysayers. Belief means looking within and saying to yourself, I've got what it takes. I'm going to keep going no matter what. It's about putting your trust in yourself and your abilities, even when others don't. Now, there are some who might say, well, how can I have faith when everything seems to be going wrong? When nothing is working out the way I thought it would, and to that, I say that's when faith matters most. Faith is not just for the good times. Faith is for the moments when things are falling apart. Faith is what helps you get up when you want to stay down. It's what helps you keep moving forward when it feels like everything is going against you. It's easy to have faith when things are going well, but when the chips are down, that's when you need it the most. Belief and faith also give you the courage to take risks. They allow you to step outside your comfort zone and try things you never thought you could. Fear is natural. It's part of being human, but faith and belief are what help you overcome that fear. When you believe in the possibility of success, when you have faith that something greater is waiting for you, you're able to take risks that others might shy away from. It's this willingness to step out, to put yourself out there, to take a chance on your dreams that separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not about never being afraid. It's about having the belief to push through that fear. Sometimes the hardest part of any journey is trusting in the process. When you don't see immediate results, when the work you're putting in doesn't seem to be paying off, it's easy to lose hope. But that's when belief becomes critical. Faith is the conviction that the effort you're putting in now will lead to something greater in the future, even if you can't see it yet. You might not see the fruits of your labor today, but they're coming. They are. That's the beauty of faith. It works in ways that we don't always understand. It's the quiet assurance that if you keep going, keep believing, keep trusting, everything will fall into place. It might not happen on your timeline, but it will happen. Faith and belief are not just abstract concepts. They are tools, practical tools that can help you navigate the challenges of life. They give you the strength to keep going when you're tired. They give you the resilience to keep fighting when you feel like giving up. They give you the courage to take the first step when you're not sure where it will lead. And most importantly, they remind you that there is always a path forward, even when you can't see it yet. It's not about seeing the whole journey from the start. It's about taking that first step in faith and trusting that the next step will follow. That's how you build momentum. That's how you achieve greatness. The key to overcoming any challenge is not to rely solely on your own strength, but to tap into something greater than yourself. Whether you call it faith, belief, or trust, it's this power that will help you move mountains, break through barriers, and reach the heights you were always meant to reach. You have it in you. You just have to believe it. Keep the faith, believe in the process, and trust that the journey you're on is leading you exactly where you need to go. Don't let anyone or anything make you doubt that. When we talk about dreaming big, we're not talking about simple aspirations or easy goals. Dreaming big means seeing a vision for your life that stretches beyond your comfort zone, beyond the limits of what you think is possible. It means daring to imagine something so bold, so extraordinary, that it pushes the boundaries of your current reality. It challenges the status quo of your own thinking, and it forces you to rise above the fear that tells you to play small to stay safe. Dreaming big is about setting goals that inspire you, goals that challenge you, and goals that ignite a fire deep inside you. But here's the thing, the road to those big dreams is not a straight line. It's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and most of all, fear. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in life. It will try to hold you back. It will whisper in your ear, telling you all the reasons why you shouldn't even try, why your dreams are too big, why your dreams are too big, why you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. It will make you doubt yourself. Fear will try to convince you that staying where you are, playing it safe, is the better option. But here's what you need to understand: fear is not the enemy. It's a sign that you're pushing yourself into new territory. Fear is a natural response when you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, and if you're feeling fear, that means you're on the right track. Feeling fear is not a reason to turn back. It's actually a reason to keep going. It's a reason to push through. Because fear, in many ways, is simply a reminder that you're about to do something significant, something that will change you for the better. Every time you face fear and move beyond it, you grow. You grow not just in your skill, but in your courage, in your belief in yourself, and in your resilience. Fear does not need to paralyze you. In fact, fear can become your ally if you learn to face it head on. I'm here to tell you that you can do more than you think. Your potential is not defined by the limits of your past, the fears that you've carried with you, or the voices that have told you that your dreams are too big. Your potential is vast, and you have the ability to create a life that is far greater than what you can see right now. But it starts with the courage to dream big. It starts with the willingness to imagine a future that seems so far out of reach, so impossible, that it makes others shake their heads in disbelief. Because let me tell you something, if your dreams don't make people look at you funny, if they don't make you nervous just thinking about them, then you're not dreaming big enough. Dreaming big means breaking free from the expectations that others have set for you. It means releasing the limiting beliefs that have been passed down to you from society, from your family, from your past experiences. There are so many voices out there that will try to tell you what's possible and what's not. But when you dream big, you're deciding to ignore those voices. You're deciding to focus on your own inner voice, the one that tells you that anything is possible if you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to step beyond the familiar. One of the biggest challenges you'll face as you dream big is the fear of failure. The fear of failure can be so powerful that it can stop you in your tracks before you even take the first step. It can paralyze you, make you second guess every decision you make. But let me tell you, this failure is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Failure is a natural part of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to achieving your dreams. Every successful person you admire, every person who has reached great heights, has faced failure. In fact, they've probably failed more times than they've succeeded. But the difference between them and others, Doubt and negative influences are like chains that keep you bound to a life of mediocrity. They rob you of your potential and prevent you from moving forward in ways you're fully capable of. Doubt makes you second guess every decision, every move, and it creates a barrier between you and your dreams. It doesn't just affect your actions, it infiltrates your thoughts, your emotions, and your self-perception. Negative influences, whether they come from people, circumstances, or your own internal voice, can keep you from seeing the limitless possibilities that lie ahead of you. And here's the truth: if you want to break free from the chains of doubt and negativity, you have to let them go. It's easy to get caught in the trap of self-doubt, especially when things aren't going the way you want. When setbacks pile up or when progress seems slow, it's natural for that little voice inside your head to start whispering things like you're not good enough or you'll never make it. But that voice is a liar. It's a product of your fears and insecurities. It's not who you are. It's just noise. Doubt is a parasite that feeds on your uncertainty and your lack of self-belief. It keeps you small. It convinces you to play safe, to not take risks, to settle for less. But if you ever want to realize your full potential, you've got to stop listening to that voice. You've got to take back control of your mind and remind yourself that you are capable of more than you've ever imagined. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they doubt themselves is that they allow that doubt to control their actions. They stop pursuing their dreams because they fear failure. They stop chasing opportunities because they fear they're not ready or they fear they'll be judged. But the truth is, you will never be fully ready, and you will always face some form of judgment. That's part of the journey. So instead of allowing doubt to paralyze you, learn to push through it. Take action in spite of it. The more you take action, the weaker doubt becomes. It's when you sit in silence with your doubt that it grows, becomes louder and more convincing. But when you move forward despite it, when you show up even when you're uncertain, you send a clear message to your mind that doubt doesn't have the power to stop you. And then there's the issue of negative influences. These are the voices that come from outside of you: family members, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. They might not always mean harm, but they can be incredibly toxic if left unchecked. Negative influences come in many forms. Some are overt, harsh criticism, direct discouragement, or ridicule. Others are more subtle, backhanded compliments, judgmental attitudes, or passive-aggressive remarks. Negative influences often come from people who are stuck in their own fears or insecurities, and rather than supporting you in your growth, they project their own limitations onto you. They might say things like, "That's not realistic," or "You should be happy with what you have." Or, "Why do you need to aim so high?" These comments are reflections of their own limitations, not yours. And if you allow those voices to seep into your mind, they will steer you away from your true purpose. It's hard to hear negativity from people you care about. It's difficult when the people closest to you don't support your dreams or don't understand your vision. But here's the thing: your dreams are your dreams, are your dreams. They don't belong to anyone else, and they don't need anyone else's approval. You are the one who has to live with the choices you make. So when negativity or doubt comes your way, you have to be strong enough to block it out. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, whether it's a loved one or a stranger, you have to protect your mind. The mind is the most powerful tool you have, and you can't afford to let it be filled with negativity. To let go of doubt and negative influences, you first have to acknowledge that you have the power to control your thoughts and your environment. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, the conversations you engage in, all of these things shape your mindset. If you want to eliminate doubt and negativity from your life, you have to be intentional about what you allow in. This means you have to be selective about the people you spend your time with. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, who challenge you to grow. These are the people who lift you up, not tear you down. But it's not just about other people. It's about the relationship you have with yourself. How often do you criticize yourself? How many times a day do you look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're not enough, or that you don't deserve success? That's a form of negativity too, and it can be just as damaging as the criticism you get from others. You have to learn to talk to yourself in a way that empowers you. You have to speak words of encouragement to yourself. You have to affirm your worth and remind yourself that you are capable of great things. When you believe in yourself, when you reinforce your self-worth, you can tune out the voices of doubt and negativity that threaten to undermine you. Another important step in letting go of doubt is practicing patience and trust in the process. When things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to, it's easy to start doubting your path, questioning your decisions, or wondering if you're doing something wrong. But the reality is, success takes time. Growth takes time. Just because things aren't happening at the pace you expect doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It just means you need to be patient and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. Keep moving forward, keep doing the work, and trust that the results will come in due time. Doubt thrives when you don't trust the process. But when you let go of the need for immediate results and embrace the journey, you'll find that doubt loses its grip. The process of letting go of doubt is a journey in itself. It takes practice, persistence, and a willingness to confront your fears head on. Doubt is something we all face, especially when we're pushing ourselves beyond our limits. But rather than letting doubt control you, use it as a signal to take action. When doubt shows up, it's usually because you're stepping into new territory, doing something that challenges you. And that's where growth happens. The key to overcoming doubt is not to avoid it, but to face it with courage, knowing that you are more than capable of handling whatever comes your way. The same applies to negative influences. The people and things around you are a reflection of what you've allowed into your life. If you want to let go of negativity, you have to stop tolerating it. You have to set boundaries with people who aren't supportive and distance yourself from anything that brings you down. Negative influences may try to creep in, but if you are intentional about surrounding yourself with positivity, if you actively choose to focus on your growth, the negativity will have less and less room to take root. Letting go of doubt and negative influences isn't something that happens overnight. It's a continuous process of strengthening your mindset, learning to trust in yourself, and creating a life that aligns with your highest potential. The more you practice this, the more you'll begin to see the world through a new lens. You'll start to notice opportunities you never saw before. You'll start to believe in your own power to create the life you want. And you'll see that once you let go of doubt and negativity, you open up space for confidence, growth, and success to flourish.